Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. Hey, we're back, Jack. We got the boy most critical today. David has finally been charged. I know a lot of people said it's been a long time coming. I'll agree with that. What about you? I'm glad they did try to make sure they get hopefully they have hardcore evidence and not just rush into off of without, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But basically, let me explain to y'all what I'm saying, because I see with that all the time. Basically, I'm happy and glad that they didn't try to rush it without having strong evidence, where he actually seems to appear to have good lawyers, or decent enough lawyers to fight it earlier, because they could have said, "Hey, he has a right to a speedy trial. Let's hurry this up." And before y'all got solid proof evidence, went ahead with the
Things
case based
through the
off
crack.
of and just with speculation.
Yeah.
Hopefully they did take this time to get hardcore evidence proof,
So things can actually stick. So people can be held responsible.
Yes. But hey, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want to first support, you gotta do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
Liking it with a thumbs up.
Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's about.
I've actively followed the David case since the information started breaking 7 months ago, and I want to give you the latest.
7? October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Wow, it's been 7 months. For real, like that's time flies.
Time does fly.
Update on it. So 2 days ago, most of you know, David was arrested following a lengthy investigation, but he wasn't immediately charged. He was held without bail, but they didn't announce any charges at the time. Today that has changed. They have announced the charges here, and if found guilty, they could carry a maximum penalty of life in prison or even the death penalty.
These charges include the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring. That is first-degree murder with special circumstances. The special circumstances being lying in wait, committing this crime for financial gain, or murdering a witness in an investigation.
Now that part, I said, "Oh, wait a minute, what's going on?" I swear, that part was shocking, because I'm really in my head, I'm like, the line of wait, I'm like, oh, okay. But investigation, a witness to an investigation. So that makes me think, when I first heard it, were y'all already investigating him already for something? Like, that was crazy.
These special circumstances carry with it, along with the first-degree murder charge, a maximum sentence of life without the possibility of parole or the death penalty.
Anyone who's followed this case even loosely probably isn't surprised to hear those charges being announced there. The evidence has been overwhelming. He hasn't been found guilty yet, but I gotta tell you, I think even Saul Goodman would struggle handling a case like this. And these aren't the only charges he's facing. There's also additional charges as well.
Before I get into the actual charges, and there are additional charges against Mr. Berg, including continuous sexual acts, lewd and lascivious sexual acts with an individual under 14 years old, and mutilating a human remains of a body.
This case is about as disgusting as it gets. And again, it did take a while getting here, but I imagine the fact that they have now arrested and brought these charges forth means that they have sufficient evidence to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that David is guilty of these crimes for which he is accused. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence available to the public, by the way, right there at your fingertips. And even still, and I know I mentioned this in the last video, but I just can't get over just how bafflingly insane this is. There are David defenders. I'm talking about David drones that are constantly fighting tooth and nail, trying to proclaim his innocence, saying that this is all a frame job and he's been set up. Which is crazy to me, because no matter how you spin this, there is irrefutable evidence to confirm that at the very least, David was in a relationship with a child.
Exactly.
I know. And it appears to be, not factual just yet, but it appears to be other parties that are under the age as well.
Well, technically, one.
But that hasn't been fully.
Okay.
But supposedly,
But yeah,
through certain things,
maybe other things will come
there
up
are
later.
other good word victims. Because that's even if they're say, hey, yeah, I was in for it, you're still a victim, because this is still, even though he's just 20, he's still a grown adult. So when you turn 18, you are an adult. So yes, at the end of the day, they are still victims. You know what I'm saying? Because some people be like, weird people.
That's weird.
No, I'm saying weird people.
And I said that's weird. If you think
the
that
same
way.
people who would try to say he was set up, which are weird people, would still think in that same manner as well, right?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, people do. Yeah, I guess so.
But they are victims. There are more victims out there of his. And you would think, like, you can tell me I'm 18, fresh into... I'm not, bro. I'm not. And I'm going to be real, there's a deeper issue here, too. But here nor there.
The very least, David was in a relationship with a child. And these dummies for David, this movement here, likes to plug their ears to that fact and just dodge it. But it's like trying to dodge the rain. It's impossible to overlook that because it is fucking vile. And it is not based on circumstantial evidence, which is the buzzword they love to use in regards to this case when defending David. That is provable that he was dating Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a child. And according
even though he tried to 100% cover himself, because we talked about that, like a lot of things he was trying to do to cover himself. Because I really want to believe he thought in his mind he was going to be able to get away 100% scot-free with all of this, And I think he thought in his mind he was 2 steps ahead of everything. And even the way we all seen the videos and seen how all of a sudden this new girl come around that looks so familiar with this girl who's been missing. Then we do research and find, oh, this girl grown. So who was who? And then, because we did the Rotten Mango video when his news first broke. And that situation and the comparison of the two. And I think he thought he was owning something with that. Trying to cover it up. Because even like yesterday, I told you, I wondered what people asking him, hey, where's Celeste?
Especially with both of them having the same name and stuff like that. I just feel like a
Around
lot
the
of things
same
are
height.
strategic. And you can believe what you want. You could defend him if you want to. I think you're weird. Like, just point blank. But I feel like, he's one of those people, like I tell you, he, like, sits around or sits in his room or sits wherever and just come up with all these, like, things in his head, and he thinks he's smarter than I don't know the dude, but I feel like he comes off as just how he's moving or how he was moving and stuff like that. Like, you're the smartest person and you really thought that you had it, everything planned and to the T and strategic and stuff like that, and it didn't work in your favor, and I'm so grateful it did not.
And honestly, through all this, I can really, like, because yesterday we watched the courtroom, what is it called? Proceedings, I'll say, for lack of words. And just seeing him in a court and seeing him behind, because, that's how in LA they do it behind a thing. and you can just see how arrogant he is. The demeanor he carries, like he's in control, and he gives me I'm in control. Even when the clip that went around, it's him and Celeste on Twitch, and he was like, "I PR trained you."
Yeah.
It's like he thought he was always in control
Yeah.
of everything. I'm in control of the matrix. You know how these motherfuckers think. No, you're not in control. You have to follow the same rules like everyone else have to.
Yeah.
You like he's a sick ass person, bro.
Yeah.
Dating Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a child. And according to authorities, his motive for her murder was to protect his career because she had apparently threatened to report their sexual relationship. She was reported missing by her family in 2024 when she was 13. And according to the allegation in a criminal complaint, the singer engaged in continuous sexual abuse of her for at least a year from September 2023 to September 2024. And then when she was 14, they believe she was killed with a sharp object on or around April 23rd of 2025 when she was heading to the singer's house in the Hollywood Hills. This is the first time...
I can't wait till that information pull up because I'm like, whoa, how we was able to pimp? Because my mind is always like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But now we know, like, as far as, like, with things being sealed and stuff, because I'm pretty, you know.
Documents, yeah.
Stuff being, you know, until, like, they actually.
That April 20, because, you know, we always heard that springtime. They believe she was killed around springtime. I was like, how are they getting that? Are they getting that from, like, being able to tell about a body decomposition? But there has to be foolproof evidence that shows and I guess it's from because I remember yesterday I asked you, I was like, have they been able to obtain her cell phone? And seeing in that matter, because when we first found out about the remains and being able to identify who she was, we heard the reports that her friend said the last time that they have had communications with her was either the end of July or the beginning of August, around that time period. And I was like, damn, so she's been dead for about a month. No, she had been dead longer. So in my mind, who has had her phone to be in communication with her friends for them to be able to say, hey, because if I'm your friend, I'm not expecting to be in communication with a dead person because she's been deceased way longer. So where's her devices at too? And my thing is, where have y'all been able to obtain? Because also how a person communicates. 9 times out of 10, that altered because we don't all communicate the same way. A lot of people, like even when we in our Discord server, a lot of people have started to pick up on which one of us are talking, because we talk from the same account, just the main account, and people would know it's me talking opposed to C. And it's just the verbiage, the way we communicate. So I wonder, or do they have her on footage or something? Because I do know the private detective said the last image he has been able to obtain was like January of last year. And I was like, oh, shit. And then something about sometime around February. Yeah. And then I'm like, but obviously they have way more evidence, you know what I'm saying? And so, well, you about to say something?
No, I was just honestly thinking of like all the possible ways for them to like narrow that down. Yeah. Because
she had an iPhone iCloud.
Because with the end of July, beginning of August thing, I'm like, you know, that can kind of be like, because we've seen that before, where people like get the person's phone and act like they're the person and stuff like that. So with her, you know, her being
possibly deceased.
No, I'm about to say with her being young and stuff, like kids are on social media and stuff like that. So if there's like no activity going on there's no pictures. Like when was the last picture being taken? Like stuff like that. I wonder, were they able to pick? And then like any what is it called? The medical examiner. They also are that's their expertise. They're able to like kind of determine a pinpoint.
But remember, I thought they were saying it was hard for them to determine that.
I mean, it's hard, but they've had 7 months too, so I don't know. And last night we did hear,
but they gave the body bags fast. Our parents been able, but
I don't know. Maybe they always was able to. And again, like she said, when we was listening to the court proceedings, things have been sealed, so.
TMZ and the rest of these
people can't be able to access things and put things out and jeopardize the case.
True.
So I don't know. We'll see though.
Her cause of death has been publicized. Her body was chopped into pieces and stuffed in the back of David's trunk, his vehicle's trunk.
Wow.
So it was especially difficult for authorities to figure out what actually killed her here, because her body was decomposing and in pieces, which is where that mutilation of human remains charge comes from. Now, I want to briefly opine on that motive they allege here in this case, because based on all available information, that does track. There are photos and videos of David and Celeste together, and members of his community knew about their relationship.
Oh, wow.
Notably, some of his moderators were aware of it. Though, according to their own PR statement they put out to try and debunk the claims that they knew about it and said nothing, they defended themselves by saying that, yes, they knew about her, but they didn't know her age nor her status as a missing person.
And then also, and that's the thing about so much where you really at this point don't know what's factual and what's might not be factual. The situation pertaining to that, because even in a Discord server, they had been talking, and if you had calculated, it was how they had been in communication before she was 13. You know what I'm saying? Because some dates was even further back where it's a possibility. It looks like she was 11, 12 when they possibly first started communicating.
Well, we talked about that last night.
That's only speculatory. We really don't have that foolproof evidence.
That's why we just have to go off of what they can prove.
Yeah, but that what it had appeared to be.
I have no idea if that's true or not, or if they're just desperately trying to cover their own assholes there, but the point is, people did know David was in a relationship with this girl, and if she made a reference to letting people know her age, then it stands to reason that David would panic, fearing that it would jeopardize his career, which was blowing up at the time. And maybe in that panic, he took drastic measures and killed her in order to protect that from getting out.
Calling People versus David Anthony Burke. That's case number 26 CJC F02399.
Good morning or good afternoon, Your Honor. Blair Burke, Marilyn Bednarski, and Regina Peter on behalf of our client, David Burke, who's in custody.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Burke. For the people.
Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman for the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. And counsel, on behalf of your
See
client.
how his face just... It's like he's not even there.
Yeah.
It's like he's not even looking at this as a realization that this the rest of your life. Actually,
I don't know.
your life can be cut short. Your life is literally in other people's hands.
Yeah.
Client, do you waive formal reading of the complaint, advisement of rights, including armed forces and veterans' rights, enter a plea of not guilty, denying any and all special allegations, enhancements, and priors?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, unsurprisingly, David and his legal team are entering a plea of not guilty. They are looking to fight the charges. That should not come as a surprise to anyone. This shouldn't be something that has someone's mouth fucking hit the floor, jaw agape, recoil, and fly into the back of their chair like, what? Who could have seen that coming? That is standard procedure. There is no dimension in the multiverse where David was going to come in here fucking representing himself and just be like, yeah, I'm guilty, and I'm sorry, and then hit a fucking power chord on the ukulele. That was never going to be the case. Because if he does plead guilty, he is facing those charges head on, and he might avoid the death penalty, but it's still going to be life in prison. So there was always going to be a not guilty plea entered from David's team here. That is not a shock at all.
So we are asking for a preliminary hearing to be set at the earliest possible date on the 10th day. Your Honor, we believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that. We're asking for April 23rd as a 3 of 10, Your Honor.
Anything from the people?
We'll be very happy.
Hold on, she said April 23rd? I know we watched this yesterday, but did she say April 23rd?
Yes.
So we trying to speed this...
Let me see what she wants.
And the disrespect to April 23rd, bro. If we
Yeah.
if you follow everything, you know the dates. You know the 23rd is presumed the last day that Celeste was alive from the discovery, you know. And if you also have paid attention to other reports and finding out things, that was what they say a couple days after his Coachella performance of last year, and then he had an album release a few days later. Like,
Yeah.
bro, it's just too much disrespect, bro.
Anything from the people?
We'll be very happy to put on the evidence that we've collected in this case in the last several months.
Thank you. So the matter will be set. Plea of not guilty has been entered on.
So David's team is looking to move lickety-split. They're trying to speed run this process here.
Yep.
They're going for a court any percent gold split.
Because I think they feel, I feel like it's on their end thinking they don't have anything.
That's what they,
And that's that right to
That's
the
what
speedy
they're banking
trial.
on.
Speed run this process here. They're going for a court any percent gold split. And everyone's willing to play ball here. The other side saying, okay, you know what? We're extremely happy to do that. We would love to showcase the evidence that we've compiled over these 7 months. And what was very surprising is what came after this section.
Given almost no discovery thus far, we've received a 3-page follow-up report, no autopsy report, and a copy of the complaint. And we would ask the people respectfully to produce discovery at the earliest opportunity.
Your Honor, as I indicated to counsel, there's approximately 40 terabytes of discovery in this case. Moreover, in order to obtain the transcripts from a grand jury investigation, counsel has to file a motion. She knows the way the system works. I'm not able to gather those. They have to be provided after the court orders them released because it was an investigation. Second of all, if counsel plans on going to a preliminary hearing within the 10 days, it is unlikely that there will be very much discovery provided within that period, given the voluminous nature and how long it's going to take to copy onto drives.
40 fucking terabytes of evidence they have gathered against David from the South.
I told you, if they got 40 terabytes on a hard drive, they need to tell me where their provider is, because I need that sucker. The biggest one I got is a 28
Maybe it's
terabyte.
multiple. Maybe it's multiple.
Hey, you never know. They might have a 40 terabyte hard drive. That
But when she said
that motherfucker is labeled David D4vd. He got his own hard drive.
But she said that. I said, whoa, 40.
Yes.
I said, that's a lie.
Yes. Like, that's fucking insane, bro.
Facts.
40 terabytes of documents, which I'm sure it's not just all, but it's testimonies. And
it's a lot of
and
different
all this
things.
stuff,
You gotta
but
understand. Yeah.
from this
but
person,
still,
this person. But to have that much to bring to a trial, that trial doesn't sound, from 40 terabytes, doesn't sound like a week or two of a trial.
No.
It sounds like it's going to be a long trial. It's going to be probably longer than the Diddy trial. Diddy trial lasted for what? A month?
Oh, yeah, sure.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
I think it was actually supposed to be longer, but I think
Yeah.
they cut some people. The YNW Melly trial was long.
Yeah, I'm just praying with everything that they have, that everything is
Strong
strong and solid, and it's definitely going to stick, and it's definitely going to be what everyone needs, as far as definitely, the people that cared about her, to get justice.
Out of things. That is an unfathomable amount. Now, the way that information just came out, the chess pieces that got set up on the board here were David's team made a mention of the discovery or lack thereof, that they were unsatisfied really with where discovery was there. So then it was mentioned, well, discovery is going to be kind of hard here because of how much volume there is. 40 terabytes, and you're looking to set up a preliminary hearing within such a short time frame.
Right.
It's going to be extremely difficult for us to get all of that information to you for this discovery. And also, they made a reference to discovery with like the grand jury. Can't really do anything about that. That needs to come from a court order. But the shocking piece of information there was how much evidence they seemingly have against David here from their investigation. 40 terabytes is a ridiculous amount of anything in general. So that's a lot. That really is a lot. That caught me by surprise, because there's a lot of evidence out there available to the public in this case about David and everything here. But 40 terabytes is more than I would have possibly envisioned for this. So anyway, it looks like they're going to be moving this along very fast. So I guess we'll be getting more and more information pretty quickly. I just wanted to give you the update to things now that the charges are out there. And again, personally, I feel David is definitely guilty in the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. I think all of the evidence points to him being the only one that it could possibly be. I don't think he was framed. And again, it is proven that he was in a relationship with this child. So that additional charge of the lewd and lascivious acts with a minor, I think there is no possible defense they could even begin to squeak out there in that charge alone, let alone everything else that is available for everything else in regards to her death, as well as her body being chopped up, the mutilation of her corpse, all of that, all seems to point directly to David. But I guess we'll find out as this process continues. Anyway, fucking awful stuff, man. This case is so fucking gross. And I really, really, really hope that there will be justice for Celeste here.
I do.
Yes.
Anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I do pray that she gets the justice that she deserves.
Yeah.
And for any sick individual who has before or who is still defending David, y'all need to be looked at. Something is like seriously wrong, because there's no way you can sit and be sane and be like, yeah, he didn't do it, he was framed, or still defending whatever the case may be. Like, let's be real.
The thing is, you know how these people do with all these, like the entertainment world, with all these different conspiracies, and it just keeps getting worse over and over and over again. He is facing a death penalty. My biggest question for a lot of people, do y'all see him being 100%? Because we've seen where the justice system has failed in certain sense. From not necessarily just from a lawyer standpoint, but also from a jury standpoint. So are we confident that we're going to see... First of all, do y'all expect this to go to trial? One, let us know in the comments, do y'all expect it to go to trial?
Or
do y'all feel like he will cop plea?
Some type of plea.
Plea deal. Because he is facing the death penalty. Another question I have for everyone is, do y'all feel as though he deserves the death penalty? Not life. Do y'all think life was too lenient for him? Or do you think he should receive death penalty? For one, he manipulated a child. He coerced a child to a whole relationship. He that word too. I don't want to say certain things, because
you can say that.
No, I'm saying YouTube be on us like a mother for everything.
People that thinks that never mind.
Also, he has killed a child, and so the only thing with me, I don't think it's just him by himself. Deep down, I don't think he acted alone. The murder possibly acted alone. Everything else, no. I think he had a lot of people that was too down to protect him, to the point and to the degree where
help him, protect him, hide whatever it was.
Where they were willing to risk their freedom for his.
Or just in the know of what happened after the fact.
Yes.
And I do look at people like that as well as weird and being guilty as well. Maybe not of taking a life, but still not reporting, not knowing. You knew everything else. Y'all been around people, like, y'all know. There's no possible way that you can say that you didn't know if you've been around
or suspected something.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just pray that she gets the justice that she deserves.
And like I said, like I told you before as well, there's no way she was around him and around a plethora of people, because we have seen the videos where we visually see her around other people with him.
Yeah.
She wasn't just, she only come to my house. No, he had her out and about. We seen her with other people in his family. That's factual. There's no way y'all didn't know that was a child.
Yeah.
We know what a child is. We all been there at that age, and we have grown to this age.
Yeah.
We know the dynamic of recognizing a child and recognizing an adult. And you can't tell me those people around did not recognize that was, or had any kind of, you know
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me y'all didn't.
Yeah.
But hey, facing the death penalty, y'all let us know. Also another thing me and C talked about real quick. C asked me, she was like, with him being, this has been such a high profile case pertaining to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, do you think they'll be able, C asked me, she said, do you think they'll be able to find a jury that doesn't already know the information?
And I did answer my own question though.
And I said, but I answered too, and I said,
yeah, I was like,
yes.
maybe like older.
There will be an older jury
who
don't know who he is, and that 100% will be able to hear this without being swayed by outside opinion to get a proper conviction. I do feel like they'll be able to find the right, because I asked my mom how she was like, I think I have, but then we walked down the line of like, think about this person, think about, we asked these people.
I know if I call my mom would not know.
I said, even your sister, your niece.
I don't even think my sister would know.
Your niece might not even know.
Even though she's young.
Yeah.
I don't know. She just be in a whole nother world sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, yeah, but we'll definitely see and stay in the know.
Only reason why that was brought up, because I just don't want this case to be tainted to the point of,
we've seen it.
I was already a fan of his, or I was already knowing of the case and to form my own opinion. Yeah. And so that can throw a case out.
It can. So I just pray that everything goes accordingly and how it needs to, so that they can get a conviction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But y'all spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts in the comments for us down below, man. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partner.